We always talk about meme coins, but we don't really do too much of a deep dive because there's not much to deep dive.
Well, should we change that?
Yeah, I thought we'd do something different today. So Swyftx put out this report that Pav and I worked on as well. It kind of tries to provide a little bit of perspective around the value that meme coins have and where you can find any sort of value, because often they are just speculative in nature and they're more for entertainment. But as we've seen, like they're a huge part of this cycle and a huge part of crypto as a whole.
Yeah, and one thing that the cycle, I think, if we're trying to note some sort of trend, they've started as a meme coin, just a social token, and then they throw on some actual use case utility afterwards. So this is where like sort of paying attention can be quite good. And
so we've got this chart here. The data's from CoinMarketCap, but it shows that meme coins, as like looking at crypto categories as a whole, meme coins has been the top category for basically every month this year. So you're seeing that at the top there. The Solana ecosystem tends to be sort of the second biggest. It might have been the biggest in one of those months, but it just shows meme coins are just a huge engine and no signs of slowing down there. But yeah, this next chart kind of shows like meme coins compared to other cryptocurrencies. So other cryptocurrencies, the idea is like they're providing some sort of use case, application, and incentivizing users, right? Whereas meme coins are more speculative in nature and for entertainment purposes. So where does the value come in, right? Why would someone, invest in a meme coin over something that provides or it intends to provide a use case or an application, other than it being fun? And I think it just comes down to community. And the community tends to be on social media. And then the enthusiasm builds for these sorts of things. So hype, community, social media, buzz around these things because they're fun and they're a lot more easy to understand than some of these like more techie blockchain projects. So I think that's kind of where it comes down to it. Do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, definitely. There was a nice little research paper done by Franklin Templeton, big name on Jane Street or Wall Street, one of the two. Looked at it, what are the behavioral characteristics of meme coins and why do they even run? And their data showed that essentially in the early parts of previous cycles that meme coins really have their time in the sun. Particularly because it's mainly new chains or existing chains, and it's all the current users on there just re-engaging, and it's just how early adopters on layer ones or layer twos in some cases, that's just what they do, unfortunately. Like it's just a behavioral sort of heuristic almost. So there's another big draw card to meme coins as well that I think gets shouted about enough. It's also the fact that, again, like you mentioned, there's no VCs or big giants behind these projects. It's purely community driven, and a lot of you think about crypto and decentralized communities, etc. I mean, it is all that at the end of the day. It's a community. So if there's not people supporting each other, that these chains are pretty inactive. And there's a heap out there that we could shout out, but let's talk about the ones that have done it well, like Solana, like Ethereum. They have an ongoing online presence with a community that's always looking to make it better. Like that's as good as anything gets, right? So that's where we're seeing also the meme coins be the strongest. So it's not a coincidence. Like it basically describes almost the health of how well one of the chains are going. So.
And when it comes to like VCs, the idea is that's favorable because the bulk of the supply isn't locked up with these VCs who are looking to sell because they got in a much lower price than say you or me.
Pretty much.
And then like say with another project like Sui, like that had early investors at a seed round before it even went public where you and I could buy it. And then those investors obviously like up 10x while we're up 2 or 3x, and so they're in a much more better position looking to sell potentially. So that doesn't really happen with these meme coins.
And that definitely affects when the time comes, just the overall trend that the asset can go through. Like it might run up very strong for a certain period of time, and then maybe once they're done and they're selling, they'd have no reason to make a market and push it higher. Look, there's a lot of things we can speculate there till the cows come home, but I think for meme coins, like it's something that maybe is quite misunderstood at the moment. Like I used to definitely boo-boo it a lot more back in the day, but I'm starting to see, I guess, more. It doesn't matter what we all individually think. It's like what does the group as a collective think? And if we're seeing continued value and the overall trading volumes continue to go higher, who are we to say that something should or shouldn't exist?
Exactly. And I just want to touch on something. If you scroll down a little bit on this report, so we've got a little bit of a graphic here that shows like what meme coins belong to what chains. As you can see, they're dominated by Solana and Ethereum. Solana in particular have some of the new ones. So the ones that have knocked it out of the park, obviously this cycle have been Dog with Hat, Bonk, Popcat is even there, and the other ones like Wen, Ponky, and Book of Meme, that they've all been kind of like key ones in the spotlights, ones that we list on Swyftx as well. Ethereum sort of is home to some of the older meme coins, I guess you could say, if you could even call Pepe an older meme coin. I think it launched
pretty recent.
I think it launched last
just over 12
year.
months.
Yeah. But like the likes of Shiba, that's obviously last cycle. Same with Baby Doge and Floki Inu. Turbo's a bit of a new one.
Yep.
But from this, it looks like that any new meme coins looking to launch, Solana seems to be the chain to go on.
Yep.
We're seeing Avalanche as well. That's got a interesting one on there. I won't say the name of it, but the ticker is COQ.
Yep.
Dogecoin, like the original meme coin, like that's got to be called out here because that uses its own chain. It's a hard fork of the Bitcoin blockchain from years ago. And then Base Chain, the Coinbase layer 2 on Ethereum, that's got a new meme coin called Brett.
Got a few more too.
Yeah, it's got a few more.
Toshi's another one, but yeah, that's a good shout out. Like again, what you've just described here also just perfectly describes what's the daily active user counts on these chains as well. Like you're definitely seeing Solana lead the way, close by Ethereum, and we're not really seeing much adoption through the other chains at this stage.
No, exactly, and I think that's a good sort of adoption. Or getting a perspective on adoption of a certain chain, because we see so many layer ones, but are people actually using these outside of the developers and whatnot?
It's just another way to vet your chains.
That's it.
That's good, mate. But I recommend everyone go check this out. It's a free report you can download. It's a PDF version too if you prefer that. But really just diving into, again, these further fundamentals, what differentiates them all, how to find your own meme coins as well, and also the understanding the risk, because obviously there's very relevant in recent times, seeing these things, as much as they can go up 300%, 400%, 500%, they can easily retrace 80% on a classic 20% retrace on Bitcoin. So
absolutely. We'll be sure to chuck that link in the show notes for you guys.